All right, ladies, there's something that you absolutely have to understand about sin and what it means to make your robes white. Okay? When me and my sisters and my brothers go and tell people you have to keep the 10 commandments, right? It's required for salvation. One of the most common responses we get is, "What, do you don't sin? You've never sinned in your life?" That's not what we're saying. Yeshua, our Messiah, tells us, "Go and sin no more." He says, "Go and be perfect as our Father in heaven is perfect." He does not say, "Go and continue on sinning, and then I'll welcome you into the kingdom." The saints make their robes white. Jacob the servant, the end times watchmen and maidservants, make their robes white before tribulation. Right now, Jacob's trouble. That's what we're doing. While we go out and we look for the lost sheep, we are going through the sanctification process, learning how to go and sin no more to make our robes white. When your robes have stains on them, when they're dirty, when your hands are full of blood, if you are not a spotless bride, it means that you still have sin. Yeshua is going to present to his Father a spotless bride. That means they are the people who learned how to stop sinning. Go and sin no more. So when we come and we say you have to keep the 10 commandments, sin is transgressing the 10 commandments, and you turn around at us and you say, "What, are you without sin?" You're just showing the fact that you don't understand the scriptures at all. You don't understand this Bible. You do not understand what it means to obey God and what's required of us. You do not understand what Yeshua came here to do. The tribulation saints, they're going to learn to make their robes white in tribulation. That's why in Revelation, when the angel's talking to John, he says, "Who are these with the white robes?" It's the tribulation saints. So you have this small group of people who are going to make their robes white now. The only ones that don't have cotton shoved in their ears so they can't hear what's being said, that make their robes white now, that go and stop sinning right now. So when my sister says, "No, I don't sin, I keep the covenants of promise," she's telling the truth. So this is the process. We are sinners for our whole lives, right? I was a sinner my whole life. I didn't know what sin was. I wasn't even a Christian for most of my life. I didn't read this Bible for most of my life. But when I started reading it, it was because I turned my heart towards God. I wanted to know God. I was looking for him. And so he shows me what this book says. And he says that he's going to send his Messiah to teach us how to stop sinning so that we don't have anger in our hearts. We don't hate our neighbor without a cause. So we don't look at another with lust. He takes all of that out of our hearts for us, because when he shows us the sin that's hidden deep in there and he brings it to the surface so we can see it and we repent, then he can clean our hearts of that sin, and then we can truly go and sin no more. So when I learned Christmas is a sin, I got rid of all the Christmas stuff. When I learned that generally idolatry, Christmas is idolatry, Easter is idolatry, cross necklaces, idolatry, got rid of all of it. Okay, now I'm not breaking that commandment anymore. I'm done with that sin. Don't take the name in vain. I learned the right name. I learned what the scriptures say. Now I'm not doing that sin anymore. Keep the Sabbath day holy. I learned how to do that. Now I don't break that commandment anymore. I don't sin in that way anymore. And the list goes on and on and on. It's not grievous. His burden is light. His yoke is easy and his burden is light. And that's the whole point of the Sabbath, is to cleanse us. There's so much stuff that gets revealed on the Sabbath for all of us so that we can repent and turn around and go and sin no more and teach others how to do the same. Yes, I was a wretched sinner and I repented. And now I can go and sin no more. Now I'm making my robes white so that I can be presented as a spotless bride, because you will not be the bride if you are spotted. If you are full of sin, you will not be the bride. And if we sin, John says, if we sin, we have an advocate with the Father. So we sin, we drop to our knees, we repent, we ask for forgiveness, we beg for forgiveness. And Yeshua is the intermediate between us and the Father. And he can take our prayers to the Father and say, this one's repenting, Dad. We can cleanse her. This one's repenting. He's there to advocate for us so that we can be presented back to Jehovah as a spotless bride. That is the point. If you choose not to repent now, if you choose not to keep the Holy Covenant now, if you choose not to graft into Israel through the keeping of the 10 Commandments and eating clean, those are the covenants of promise, Ephesians 2. If you choose not to do that now, you're going to have to do that in tribulation. And it's going to be so much harder because men's hearts are going to fail them for the things that they see upon this earth. You're going to wish for death, but death will not come. And then a lot of you are going to raise your fists up to the heavens and you're going to go, why, God? Why? Why is because it's your own fault. Because you won't fucking repent. And you're mad at those of us who do repent. Those of us who do learn to go and sin no more, you're mad at us because we had the balls to do what you don't want to do. You don't have the courage to repent. You like your sin. You like living like a heathen. So you won't repent. If you don't repent in tribulation, you're going to end up in hell. Is that what you would prefer? You'd rather end up in hell than eat your pride. Because that's all that it is. It's your pride gets in the way of repenting.